reads this. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Now, I've seen people actually bring this up that actually brought this up about Moses marrying an Ethiopian woman, and you can read the story for yourself on that part. But in this, basically, why this is being brought out is because if the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah saw fault in Moses, then he would have been corrected. He would have been rebuked and done everything that would have been done to him by the Most High. But if you notice that from this chapter starting right here, chapter 12, when they went against them, you should obviously know what happened to Miriam, so we'll just leave it at that. We're gonna keep on going on, because like I said, you're supposed to be reading to show yourself approved, But I'm just bringing out stuff for y'all to line it up and for y'all to get the understanding in your own thought, for y'all to meditate on stuff, so. But everything that's being brought out is adding up to this lesson, man. It should make sense to you if you meditate on it and if you understand it, and actually, too, if you study to show yourself approved. That's a very big one. All right, just one slack here. I'm going to Deuteronomy. Get to it. All right. So it's going to be Deuteronomy chapter 21, and we're going to start at verse 15, and it reads this. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, verse 16, then it shall be, when he maketh his son to inherit it, that with which, so let me start it over again. I butchered it. Verse 16, that it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he have, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. Verse 17, but he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he have. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. And as I just stated to y'all, man, we have to bring out, this is also basically a law, and you can't sit right here and hate your son because you don't like your wife or whatever the case may be, man. That's still your son. That's your seed, man. And I'm bringing certain stuff out in this lesson of Israelite men have many wives, because we have to. Y'all, look, let me put it this way, man. Israelite women, y'all not dogs. Y'all not trash. Y'all not. You know what I'm saying, dirt, or y'all not heathen women. Y'all not nothing like that. Y'all are royalty, just like we're royalty. And we have to know how to treat y'all correctly. And that's why I'm bringing certain laws and certain things out in this lesson. So this is not to put the shine on the men. This is to have the men walk correctly. And this is also to have the women walk correctly, so we can be a unit, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah does not like or have any thoughts of his mind of divorce unless the woman commits adultery. And amongst a couple other things, but we'll get into that later. But, we have to do everything correctly, man. Point blank, period, man. We almost there. We halfway there, Yasharala. Keep on going. The next one's going to be Judges. Judges. All right, this is Judges. We're going to be at chapter 8, and we're going to read verse we're going to read verse 30, and it reads this. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. Verse 30, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. Okay? Many wives, okay? There's no way around it, man. You're going to be sharing your Israelite man with numerous wives and concubines. So you're going to have to just deal with it, man. Especially if you want to be in the kingdom, because if you don't agree with it, then you're just going to be put to death. This is Judges 12, and we're going to read verse 14, and it reads this. Verse 14, and it reads this. And he had 40 sons and 30 nephews that rode on 70 asses, 10 ass colts, and he judged Israel 8 years. And he had 40 sons and 30 nephews that rode on 70 ass colts, and he judged Israel 8 years. Now, daggone well, he ain't have no 40 sons by no one wife. This is, it's not some of the scriptures, because let me clarify this now, man. So he had 40 sons. You could have 40 sons with one wife. No. So basically, if you thinking that means when a woman had her flower, when she first had her period, she basically had to start having sex to have 40 kids. Now, we know daggone well. Yeah, come on now. We know daggone well. Ain't no Israelite woman going to be sitting right here be pregnant every year of her life, man. Come on now. Even y'all know that, Akwaf. Y'all know that. All right, let's go to 2 Samuel. Slovakia. 2 Samuel, and we're going to read 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 2, and it reads this. And it came to pass on the third day that behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was when he came to David that he fell to the earth and did obedience. Salaki, is that the right one? Salakia, excuse me, I think that might have been the wrong daggone one, man. Scratch that out. Don't take that down. Salakia. So, bear with me 1 second, Israel. All right. First Chronicles. All right. Slovakia. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna give y'all the chapter and the verses to read on this one, and I'm gonna keep on going. This is gonna be First Chronicles chapter 2, and you're gonna read verses 18 and 19, and then the next one is gonna be in the same chapter, First Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 26. And Slovakia. And then the next one after that is First Chronicles chapter 4 and verse 5. And it's going to be the next one's going to be in the same one, First Chronicles chapter 4, verse 17 to 19. Verse 17 and 19. The next one is First Chronicles chapter 7, verse 4. I'm going to go ahead and read that one for y'all. Hold on 1 second. because I got a lot more to read, and I'm trying to a little bit short on time. So this is First Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 4, and it reads this: And the sons of Uzzah, Salakia, that's wrong. I'm sorry, Salakia. First Chronicles chapter 7, verse 4. And with them by their generations after the house of their fathers were bands of soldiers for war, 36,000 men, for they had many wives and sons. Okay. All right, let's go to Salakia. We're going to go to 2 Chronicles. Yeah, we're going to go to 2 Chronicles. I'm going to give you the verses on that. 2 Chronicles chapter 11. You're going to start at verse 18 to 23. I got a lot of ones written down that y'all can just read for yourselves. The next one is 2 Chronicles chapter 13, and it's going to be verse 21. And, all right, the next one after that is going to be 2 Chronicles chapter 21, and that's going to be verse 14. I'll read it for you. Verse 14. Behold, with a great plague will the Lord smite thy people and thy children and thy wives and all thy goods. All right, the next one's going to be 2 Chronicles chapter 24 and verse 3, and it reads this: And Joadiah took for him 2 wives, and he begot sons and daughters. Okay? I hope y'all writing these down, man, so y'all can have these for y'all, if you want to do a lesson for yourself, or just have these to meditate on, you know. And so you can also have the ones that got the law on it. All right, we're going to jump down to Isaiah. And this right here, dog. This right here is more of an understanding. This is an understanding. Well, let me read it for you and I'll just tell you about it. This Isaiah 28, we're going to start at verse 9. And it reads this: Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Verse 10, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Verse 11, for with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people. So this is brought out just to have another proof for, you know, the precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That's the reason why this was put into this lesson. So just so there's no confusion, and obviously this is how you get understanding from the Bible. It just basically just said that. So, okay, we're going to go to Jeremiah. Slakia. Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 31, 31 to 32. Jeremiah chapter 31, 32, 31. It reads this: Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they broke, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh. So that was, like I said, you know, we're going to be bringing laws and everything else out too to have more understanding for this lesson, to be able to construct everything the right way. So obviously, you know, it's going to be a new covenant made. going to be a new covenant made too. So let's go to Hosea. What is that? Hosea chapter 1 verse 3. Let me read this slow so I don't attempt to mess up these words or say it to the best of my ability. And it reads this, verse 3. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, which conceived and bare him a son. Okay. And from there we're going to go to Hosea chapter 3. And I think we're going to start at verse 1. And it reads this. Then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, Go, yet love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress according to the love of the Lord Yahweh toward the children of Israel, who looked to other gods and loved falcons of wine. The Lord told him to go get a beloved woman of one of his wife's friends, basically, roughly paraphrasing. All right, let's go to Matthew. Matthew chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse. Salakia, hold on one second. Bear with me, Israel. Salakia. Salakia, we're going to go to Matthew 25, and we're going to read verse 1. And it reads this. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Hey, that's clear as day right there, man. All right, let's go to we're going to go to 1 Chronicles. Slakia, I'm tripping. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians. And we're going to read chapter 5, and we're going to read verse 1. And it reads this. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. That's true, man. Like I said, you can't be messing with your father's wife, man. You mess with your father's wife, that's bearing out his nakedness. That's why I brought the nakedness scriptures out. And I think it was it Leviticus, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Leviticus chapter 18, 1-8. That's why I brought that out. Because you gotta stay on Israel. You gotta repeat stuff, obviously, over and over again. So we're gonna stay in 1 Corinthians, and we're gonna go to verse Slakia. We're gonna go to chapter 7, and we're gonna read verse 1-2, and it reads this. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Verse 2, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. So, if you studied and saw yourself approved, you know what that means. I ain't going to break that one down. I got one more, and that's it. All right, this is 1 John. This is a good one too. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. And that is just brought out just to, keep Israel on point, to basically, you can't be out here breaking the law, can't be out here doing stuff that we ain't supposed to be doing, man. But Salakia, I didn't get to read a lot of, probably almost all of First Chronicles. There was a lot of scripts in there to read, and it was also a lot of scripts in Second Chronicles. But hopefully you can go ahead and read those yourself, because those are the ones. First Chronicles and Second Chronicles has a lot of scripts about Israelite men having many wives. And I sincerely apologize for this lesson being pushed how it is, but I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Got to continue to study. Got a lot of videos to watch. Got my mother in the hospital right now. Got prayers to put up and everything of that nature. But I've been having this lesson just sitting collecting dust, and I didn't want to have dust collecting up like this, so I just had to put it out. I read as many as I can, and Salakia for the names that I probably pronounced wrong when I was saying the names in the precepts. But I always read out the chapter of the book, chapter and verse, so you can always highlight it yourself and read it yourself. But Lord willing, this will help the Akim and the Aquafium stay in line and keep enduring to the end, and keep the law on their inward parts and meditate therein. And I also have another lesson that I actually might record it tonight if I have time, and I'll put that out too. But Salakia Israel, like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I wanted to put this lesson out because I've been having to sit like this for maybe a week now, and like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on, but I still want to keep the sheep edified and do my part to the best of my ability. And hope you brothers and sisters will read these scriptures and meditate on them as usual, and continue to do your part, man. Follow the law, statutes, commandments, testimonies, and judgments, man. Love your neighbor as yourself, man. Study to show yourself approved. Fast, pray. Give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, man. Don't give no worship to man. Respect one another, saying? Just keep on the door to the end, man, because we gonna go through a lot of persecution. But other than that, man, Lord willing, y'all will edify from this, and Lord willing, y'all take these book chapter and verses down, write them, keep them in your notes, meditate on them. But other than that, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Wa Abab Abal. Lord willing, to the next one. Shalom.